shoot a hole into the surface of Mars.
Doom Eternal is one of the most well-designed games I've ever played, and it's a personal favorite of mine and many others. Doom 2016 truly was a fantastic reboot, reminding everyone what makes Doom so special while also pushing the franchise in a new and exciting direction. I'll go ahead and rip the band-aid off right now before we get into the video proper. Dark Ages is my least favorite of the modern Doom trilogy. However, this is not a bad game. Far from it. It's just not as appealing to me as the other entries. Dark Ages is the most grounded game, with both 2016 and Eternal focusing more on momentum, whereas this game focuses on making you feel like a tank. Extremely powerful, but not that mobile, which aligns with the game's tagline of stand and fight. This game really nails that feeling in every aspect of its design, from the guns to the sound design to how the Doomslayer himself controls. I've got a lot to talk about with this game, so let's get right into Doom: The Dark Ages. The gameplay is by far the most drastic change this game makes. Like I said, Doom Eternal was all about speed. You had a double jump, 2 dashes, a grappling hook, and multiple upgrades structured around speed, like making glory kills faster and giving you a speed boost after performing one. In Dark Ages, the Doomslayer is much slower, but you're also given a much bigger arsenal. Melee combat seems to be the focus of this game, with the addition of a shield, which can be used to parry demon attacks, and multiple melee weapons to choose from. This brings me to my first issue with Dark Ages. It gives you all these weapons, but I only ever really used one, the super shotgun. This gun just shreds through enemies, and whenever I got low on ammo, I just smacked one of the fodder demons, which regains ammo for all weapons. In Eternal, you needed to understand every weapon you had if you wanted to do well. If you stuck to one weapon in that game, it would beat you to a pulp until you understood what it wanted you to do. It forced the player to engage with the mechanics in a way that felt natural, and I personally prefer how it was done there. Another issue I have with the Dark Ages is the soundtrack. Mick Gordon, who composed 2016 and Eternal soundtracks, did not return for this game, and man, you can feel it. The music for this game isn't bad, and the person they got to replace Mick did a fine job, but compared to the music of the previous two games, this soundtrack felt extremely lacking. The level design of this game has less of the combat arena style levels that we've come to know and are now more semi-open world areas. These levels boil down to finding something in the environment that the game tells you to find and repeating that multiple times, which is actually kinda similar to how the original Doom was structured, oddly enough. Some of the new additions this game makes are the dragon and mech levels. I actually kinda like these. Not as much as the regular gameplay, but they serve as a nice pace changer. This game is also the most story-focused of the modern Doom games, which I really don't get. I don't think most people play Doom for its narrative, and besides the moments of purely visual storytelling, the cutscenes all started to blend together. This entire video could be summed up with this. This isn't a bad game, I just prefer how it was done before. You will like or dislike this game based solely on your personal preference. I could totally see this being some people's favorite Doom game. I've spent this whole video talking about my issues with the game, so now allow me to tell you why this game rocks. The shield is by far the best addition to this game. It gives the combat a nice flow, and the parrying is satisfying and adds an extra element to each of the fights. The sound design is possibly the best it's ever been, with everything sounding extra chunky. Doom Guy's footsteps sound like earthquakes, and the guns all have a visceral feeling while using them. Also, the game looks amazing visually. It has a dark gray color palette, which I usually wouldn't like, but considering the previous game's over-reliance on red and orange and pairing that with this game's medieval theming, the color scheme was actually a nice change. And finally, the most important positive of them all.
The game is fun.
In summary, Doom: The Dark Ages is a really good game. It just doesn't scratch my brain the way the previous entries do. Again, the reason this is my least favorite of the modern Dooms is down to my personal preference and what I want out of a Doom game. The 2016 formula is still fun to play, but I have a feeling I won't be replaying this game as much as I do the others. That's all I got for now. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that bell icon to be notified for whenever I make a new video. The next review should be Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, so if you're interested in that, or interested in supporting the channel more, then turn notifications and check out my other videos. Okay. That's it. Bye.